Hello everybody, it's as usual been a while as I'm not good at keeping updates, but for those of you guys who have been following me on Instagram, you've probably seen a bit more about where I'm at and what's been going on through there rather than here, because I'm not gonna lie, I've literally had no energy lately to do a lot of things, and honestly keeping up with making videos has been kind of challenging, but I'm here making a video today about mainly pregnancy. And I know a lot of you, like my older followers, I don't know if you guys are even interested in the pregnancy stuff, but that's mentally where I'm at, almost on every single level. So this is going to be a 35-week update for my whole pregnancy, and I'm going to talk about some of the symptoms I've been having in the third trimester because one of my followers has asked me to talk about it, and I thought it was a really good idea for a video, and it gives a little bit of direction. So first and foremost, as usual, I'll show you the baby bump. It's definitely a lot bigger. So I'm 35 weeks, I think, and 3 or 4 days or something. So technically, I have a month or less. I don't know. Baby could come early, but according to my due date, hold on, kind of gotta move this chair. I have, yeah, about a month. Look at this. Look at this thing. There's a human in there. That's insane. Like a human with fingers and toes and eyelids and lips and a little nose. It's pretty exciting, but also I'm pretty nervous, as you guys would suspect. I mean, giving birth for the first time is a very unknown territory. I've done a lot of other things in my life that are scary, but this is a whole different form of nerve-wracking. So, quick update, it's kind of similar to the last video that I posted, but basically, as for my health situation, as far as I know right now, I am still out of the anemia range, which is amazing because that means that I am safe to do a home birth, and so that's what we've been proceeding to do. And we had a home visit with our midwife, and it was insane because she came into our room, our 450 square foot tiny little house. She came into our room and was like, yep, perfect, that's where the tub will go. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is happening. Obviously, I'm hoping and praying that the home birth will work out, and that if we have to transfer ahead of time, that, you know, I'm gonna have a healthy baby, because that's the most important thing to me. But yeah, we're still trying to do a home birth, which is very exciting for both of us because I've worked really hard with my health to get that. And then another kind of update, like life situation around the pregnancy. We're probably not going to do a baby shower, which is like kind of sad because that is definitely a tradition of having a baby, and especially your first baby. But with the way the world is going right now, on almost every level, it's just too much to ask people to come to a thing like that, and I think a lot of people don't feel comfortable doing that, and so we're probably gonna opt out for a baby shower. So if you guys still want to help with getting gifts from the baby registry, because we're not having the shower and we might not get what we normally would have with the shower, I'll link that below for donations and the baby registry. That's if you're interested. Hope that's not been out of focus the whole time. The next thing to talk about, that I wanted to talk about, is third trimester symptoms. And obviously I made a video about my first trimester, going into my second trimester, up until basically 20 weeks with extreme morning sickness. That was like the theme of the first and second trimester. But for the third trimester, I wrote down some symptoms that are pretty common, and then other things that maybe are not common. If you guys are interested to know and want to relate, or just or just curious. So I guess the first thing that I've been really experiencing throughout my entire pregnancy, but very, very severely, is fatigue. I'm literally always tired, even out of the anemia range now. I feel so tired, and with that, I'm always out of breath. Like, I need help getting up from the couch, and like I need so much assistance. I have a really hard time tying shoes, putting pants on, because my belly has grown a lot, like so much. And then, sorry if I keep looking down, because I wrote down symptoms that I don't want to forget. But obviously, yeah, the fatigue. And then it's really weird, it's like I've starting to revert back to some of my beginning symptoms from the first trimester. I've had a bit of nausea, and then like food aversions. I don't know, like my whole pregnancy, and it's kind of made me sad, I haven't craved really any foods. Like, I don't really crave foods like most people say they do in pregnancy. I mean, I've had a few, but they're not like, oh my gosh, that's a weird food craving. It's just like, but yeah, so like nausea, and then food aversions, being unable to eat because of them, and then like strong smells again. These are all things that I experienced the first trimester, so it's kind of weird that they're coming back. Oh, I had this at the very beginning of the third trimester, and I had it so briefly. The only reason why I knew wasn't because of pain or anything, because I wiped and there was blood, and I was like, what the hell? But TMI, but if you're pregnant, you get it. I had like a really small hemorrhoid, and I was really confused. Well, at first I didn't know I had it, and I called my mom crying, and she was like, it's normal, calm down. But then yeah, it didn't cause me any pain or anything, and I wouldn't have even noticed it if it weren't bleeding. And I was confused because I literally have not been constipated this pregnancy, and when I mean not constipated, I'm like constantly being flushed out. So I was really shocked to see that I had a little baby hemorrhoid, but I realized it's because like when I do go to the bathroom, like our toilet, because we have like a tiny house, and our toilet is tiny, so when I like even to pee, sit on the toilet for too long, I realize it's so much pressure and blood on my bum that's how that formed. But I was able to get rid of it pretty quickly. I mean, obviously like a lot of fiber and sitz bath, so that's like baking soda and witch hazel, and then you dab witch hazel on it, and preparation H, and then it got rid of it really quick. And so that was a thing for a second. And I've had a lot of back aches, like my back hurts all the time, and my bladder hurts because there's so much pressure. It feels like the baby's head is super low. And with that, I've had 3 pretty painful things. A lot of lightning crotch. I had that second trimester a ton, but now it's coming back. Cramps, and at nighttime I'm starting to get Braxton Hicks contractions. So there's that. Okay, so a lot of people talk about having heartburn. I haven't really had heartburn. I had it a little bit in the second trimester, but not much. I've had a little bit of acid reflux, and I only get that when I eat something that I don't normally eat. Like if I eat something greasy, then I get acid reflux. But I used to get that before I was pregnant if I ate something that wasn't very healthy or had a lot of oil or salt or garlic. So yeah, heartburn hasn't really been an issue for me, which I'm really glad. But then also, if the old wise tale is true, then that means my baby doesn't have a lot of hair. Oh yeah, so as with pooping a lot, I have to pee so much. Because I always have to pee, especially at nighttime, like I have such bad insomnia because I'll fall asleep and then I will literally pee all night long, and then at that point I can't even go back to sleep, so I end up waking up at like I'll sleep for like maybe a few hours every night, and then I end up like getting up for the day at like 5 o'clock and sometimes earlier, which is kind of crappy because I am so fatigued, so that's not been fun. And another thing, it's kind of TMI, but not really, because this is, I mean, I'm creating life. Had a lot of discharge. Like, I'm always leaking, and when like a few things. I'm always leaking, and then also when I sneeze, yeah, like sometimes some pee comes out. Like it just happens now. Like I remember being in the airport at LA, in LAX, and I sneezed really hard, and I had pee like drip down my leg, and it was pretty sad. People talk about that, but yeah, that's a thing. That is definitely a thing. I have a lot of bladder issues right now because there's so much pressure down there, and yeah, like with all the pressure, obviously, like I said, I have constantly just had back issues, and for a split second I actually I haven't had like any swelling. Like a lot of people talk about how they get like cankles and swollen feet. I only had like one time when I was in Australia, I had my calves got like really swollen, so we bought magnesium spray and put it on it. That helped a lot. But then, oh, okay, one new symptom that I've been experiencing that I hadn't experienced any other time is my skin is so itchy. Like my belly, it's just so like, it's literally so itchy because look at the skin is just being stretched so far, and also my belly button is gone. It's like, look at that. Where did it go? I think that's it for third trimester symptoms so far. The main ones are back pain, extreme fatigue, itchy skin. I listed them all. I can't really remember. But yeah, so that's what I've been experiencing lately, and it's kind of insane because I have about a month left, and I keep telling myself, how can I possibly get any bigger? I feel huge right now, and I keep thinking this baby's going to come early because their head is so low, but I'm just like, how am I gonna make it till my actual due date? I don't understand. And if I make it past the due date, what if I'm a week late? Like, it's just so crazy. But anyways, that's what I've been experiencing lately, and I know it's not the most interesting, but hopefully you guys can kind of relate to everything or some things, and if you can't, then I'm just happy to see you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this really weird video about me talking about some strange things. But let me know if you guys want a specific type of video. I really enjoyed like having a follower tell me what they wanted to see, and then me just doing it. It made it a lot easier. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. Like I said, my baby registry, I'll link it below, and as usual, my Instagram is below. Just all my information, I will link it below if you'd like to help out. So thank you so much.